Nelson Hall now. It's a surprise to find you here in TQ, Tourism and Events Queensland, I should say. I know that you've been with other tourism organisations around Australia doing various roles and so on, but congratulations on your appointment a few months ago to Tourism and Events Queensland. So as a newcomer to Queensland, in a sense, okay, what are you finding that's new, hot and exciting and that impresses you about Queensland?
I guess the main thing that brought me here is it's a world-class destination and the icons of the Great Barrier Reef, the Daintree Forest, but then mixing that up with the Outback Queensland events that we have, and also the Gold Coast with the amazing beaches. So I guess with the new products that we have here, everyone's really excited. So I guess what's the buzz of Australia with tourism is the opening of One and Only on Hayman Island during July.
What was that, sorry?
The One and Only.
The One and Only property, yes.
On Hayman Island.
Yes.
So with that one, we had Modern Family from America out here filming about 2 months ago. They filmed the show. It went on the show probably about 2 weeks ago, and was a huge hit in America. They love the Australian mannerisms.
What sort of numbers are you talking about of viewers? Because I did read something somewhere. It's like millions and millions, wasn't it?
It was. I know you can't quote me on it exactly.
No,
it was in excess of a few million.
Wow,
so
okay.
it went on a global scale. So through North America, but then around the world. So that's what we're really excited to be a part of.
Isn't that fantastic?
So getting that exposure out there, and again, it's all about building the buzz of the destination.
So just quickly on One and Only, what sort of property is it?
I guess One and Only is going to redefine luxury again. We had Qualia here in Hamilton Island in the Whitsundays, which is a standout property in the world, winning international awards. But then to have One and Only to come aboard and again to, I guess, give it another luxury option available in the Whitsundays, it's fantastic.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Everyone's excited.
Yeah,
so hopefully we'll have Oprah or Ellen come up and stay there again. So
I can go and stay there as well. So it could be Oprah, Ellen, and me.
Oh, and that's the thing. It's an opportunity for anyone. You can go there with that special someone or just to escape, and it's accessible for everyone.
So iconic location, iconic, really top quality properties in that location. Lots of other stuff too. So what else is exciting in Queensland?
I guess what else is exciting in Queensland? We've also discovered a bit of a world first, and we're basically launching it this month in May.
Okay.
So with our research with the Mackay region, it's all about sugarcane industry there, which is fantastic.
Brilliant.
But if you go about an hour's driving from Mackay towards Yongala National Park, we have rainforest scuba. So we've got Luana there.
Rainforest scuba.
That's right. So
it's a bit like bog diving in Wales, isn't it?
A little bit like bog diving, but better clarity. So,
good, yes.
But with this one though, you've got the chance to come face to face with one of Australia's iconic little furry animals. So nowhere else in the world you can scuba dive with platypus. So we've met Luana, the owner-operator. We've got Dr. Tom Grant from the University of New South Wales. He's the world's leading platypus expert. He loves it. He said it's the best dive experience he's ever had, and the clarity and how friendly the platypus are there is brilliant.
What's more than one platypus? Is that platypi?
No, it's platypuses.
Platypuses, okay.
So we've had this big debate with Dr. Tom Grant, and he confirmed with us it's platypuses. So
diving with platypuses, right? Iconic locations on the Great Barrier Reef and fantastic places to stay. What about the city of Brisbane? Anything happening there?
I guess with the city of Brisbane, we've got the G20 summit that's coming up. So there's been massive refurbishments with hotels there. I believe we've had 32 new hotels opening up in the last 12 months here across Queensland as a whole, which is fantastic. So we're very excited there with Brisbane, with the new restaurants, the cultural.
It's really matured as a city as well, hasn't it? In terms of food, entertainment, it's got a buzz.
It has. So I think that with the restaurants that are opening now, this is where I'd have to throw to my colleague Hannah here, because she's the Brisbane specialist.
Hold on. There's Hannah sitting there. So Hannah, Brisbane.
Brisbane, we've had 11.
Wait, we'll just hand the microphone over quickly. Oh, that's a loving look there.
Oh, thanks, Nelson.
Yeah, go on.
We play together.
Closer, Hannah.
Scooch in. So Brisbane's really grown up in the last year or so. We saw in February we had 11 new bars and restaurants open up, so it's definitely growing. Lots of craft beer boutiques.
The restaurant bar hopper.
I am. It's self-titled guru. Exactly. I do it for my profession. Someone has to do it. So
Tell me some of the new ones.
So we've got just opened up a few weeks ago, Blackbird Bar and Grill. It's got a great Gatsby sort of theme. It's where the old rugby club used to be on Eagle Street. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
On the wharf, on the pier?
Yeah,
thoroughfares?
It got flooded terribly in 2011, and so they lost everything, so just decided not to reopen, and that place had been vacant. So it's the same owners who own Biblos. They used to have Shea Layla down in South Bank before the new redevelopment. So they're a big Brisbane family. They're Lebanese descent, and they've got about 5 restaurants in Brisbane. Also a massage place called Baba Ganoush on Eagle Street too. So that's that's great. Nelson and I are off to a new opening next week called Kwan Brothers.
It's a tough life.
It is. So Damien.
What's it called?
Kwan Brothers.
Kwan Brothers.
So Damien Griffiths, who owns Alfred and Constance, Alfredo's, Chester Street Bar and Kitchen. He's now opening his 4th venture, this time with an Asian flavour, just in that Valley Fringe precinct, which is really exciting because you can stay at Limes Hotel, go to one of these restaurants, and you're in walking distance to Brunswick Street Mall, all of the clubs, and also the city. So that's really cool. Yeah.
I mean, that's a great start point.
It is.
So you want to tell me more now?
I do, No. No, I think it's exciting because once that, there's like a real sort of sense of valley gentrification at the moment. Once it was a place that, I mean, even in, when I turned 18, it wasn't really safe to go to the valley at night, and now fast forward, it is.
Fast forward very few years.
No, fast forward some years, and it's and it's a place that you do feel much safer. There's a lot more going on, particularly in that Valley Fringe area, which was previously not really where the life of the party was.
Well, let's hand the microphone back to Nelson now, and then we've talked a little bit about Brisbane. I'm sure there's a lot more we should talk about, but just in terms, Nelson, of regional Queensland, as you get plugged back in there, regional Queensland, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, Southern Downs.
You're missing one of the major regions of Outback Queensland.
Well, I was going to get to the Outback, okay? So just pick some iconic things and exciting things that are happening in some of those regions.
I guess I've got a bit of a soft spot for Outback Queensland. I think every Australian, you haven't lived until you've gone to the Outback. So there's lots of iconic events. So you've got your Birdsville races up there. So you've got your Melbourne Cup down south, which is lovely, but you haven't been to a horse race unless you've been
to Birdsville.
Exactly.
I agree.
Or if you flip that around, a camel race. Everyone's been to a horse race. So we've got the Bullier camel races as well, and there's also a camp oven cook-off. So there's all those MasterChef. Food's massively on trend at the moment, but this is food that you can cook in a camp oven that would make your nana jealous. So it's yummy, it's delicious. But then going forward though, back towards the eastern seaboard away from the Outback, you've got the Big Red Run, 250 k's through the Outback, through Simpson Desert, if you're up for a challenge, or hop, skip and a jump back to the Gold Coast for the Gold Coast Marathon. The Noosa Food and Wine Festival as well is a big ticket item that everyone's really excited about, and that's coming up in about
this weekend.
So there's a lot going on here in Queensland. It's great to be here for.
Now let's talk in terms of how you're distributing your product and so on to consumers in the industry and so on. What's happening in terms of online delivery of information and all the different bits of technology available today?
I guess we're really proud here at Queensland to be working with Thomson Reuters. So with that one, we shoot a global video news release that we upload through Thomson Reuters and distribute that to every news network throughout the world. So this is about working with media around their needs and delivering them content, because everyone's very time poor and resource poor. So we're taking the story of Queensland global, and there's no other SGO here in the country that's doing that. So I guess it's really exciting to be pioneering that land in that digital and traditional landscape and working with media. With our digital team as well, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So at Queensland or hashtag this is Queensland. We're doing big projects. We've got Room 753 here on the Gold Coast at the moment. So over 22 weeks, we've had 22 of the world's best social media influencers visiting us in region and sharing their stories and their adventures. We've had, a global reach in excess of 2 million as a result of that project. It's been fantastic. The operators are loving it, and I guess having that very genuine and grounded approach from a social influencer saying this dive with the turtles is amazing, or sailing, or going through the Gold Coast and sharing their adventures. It's very genuine, and I guess builds relationship and dialogue.
But I think the key part about that is it's somebody else telling your story.
Yes.
I can tell you that I'm, the best cook in the world forever, right? But until somebody's eaten my food, or dived with my turtles or whatever, and they're saying, actually, he is the best cook in the world, That's the best accolade.
That's right. Having these ambassadors, and I guess with Room 753, is that we've sort of tweaked it to make it just that little bit more special. So before they arrive, we've actually stalked them online, as you do on Facebook or Stalkbook, and we've actually taken family photos or personal photos and have them printed onto canvases and printed and on their hotel room when they arrive. So it's like they've got their little slice of home.
Yeah.
And then we've also done a bit of sleuth work and found out if they're missing anything. So in their room, they might be surprised and delighted by, say, they wanted a toothbrush. It can be something very small or something cute, and we just
real personalisation, isn't it?
That's right. And having that cut through, and I guess having that connection with the digital influencer, it translates so strongly, and they become an advocate of Queensland.
And that's the whole thing about becoming an advocate, isn't it? Because for every dollar you spend, if you get more advocates out of it, it's actually free promotion, because they're going to do the job for you, because they've got a sense of belonging, and they'll go and tell 1,000 other people. Equally so, visitors that have a bad time will go and tell 1,000 people they had a bad time. So it's a really fine balance, isn't it? But look, guys, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it, and thank you for telling us about some new and exciting stuff in Queensland. I'm very pleased to be living in Queensland with all that's happening, and look forward to keeping in touch, and look forward to discovering more and more exciting things as we move forward, particularly in Brisbane, and also, Nelson, in your role as publicist.
No worries, thank you.
Quick question, where can people get information about Queensland?
I guess just go to queensland.com. That's probably the easiest thing that will work. Take you to our website. We'll have links to our social pages, but don't be afraid to tweet us or Instagram us with hashtag This Is Queensland.
Thank you, guys.